Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. This is the start of part 6, and what I'm going to be doing tonight is working on the inside. I'm going to be buttoning up a lot of stuff, gluing down the wire and some more of the fiber optics. The rear engines back here, I got to paint those flat black, touch up the floor a little bit in some spots, do the cockpit in here, I got to clean that up a little bit. I got my 5-minute epoxy. I'll be using that. So hopefully tonight I'll have this all finished, and then I can start working on the top part of the Ranger. Maybe get it down to the spray booth this weekend and work on the windows. I'm going to go ahead and get started here working on the Ranger. Figured I'd share this with everybody. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I've been working on the windows tonight using my files. I've been cleaning up the windows and the window frames, make it look a lot better. Maybe tomorrow I'll take it down to the spray booth and hit it with some primer and then flat black, and then I can mask those off, then hit the top with some more white. So that's what I've been working on today. Over here I buttoned everything up on the inside of the Ranger. I know it looks like a mess. Here's your positive, negative. I still have to attach the overhead lighting once I get ready to put the top on, but I'm far from doing that yet. I figured I'd show everybody what I've been doing with the Ranger. I cleaned it all up on the inside, painted it, hit the spots I needed for the light blocking. I had a little bit more to take care of, but as far as I'm concerned, it's finished on the inside. I'll work a little bit more on the windows tonight, make sure I didn't overlook anything, and hopefully tomorrow is March 20th, that I'll get it down to the spray booth and hit the windows, and I'll film that too. So I'm going to continue on working on this, and I figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on my Ranger. This is Sunday, March 20th, about 4:30 in the afternoon. What I'm going to be working on today, I got the Ranger in my spray booth. I'm going to mask the top off, primer the window frames, and then hit it with some flat black. Usually when I primer it, I let it sit a couple of days to a week before I paint it, but today I'm a little short on time and I don't think it's going to hurt anything. I'll primer it, let it sit 15 minutes to a half an hour, then I'll hit it with some flat black, and then I call that a wrap. It should be done. If I run into any complications, then I can always bring it back down next weekend and touch it up or do it all over again, but I think it should be fine. I got my tape and everything here with my scissors, and I'll have to get going here and cutting everything out and taping it up on top, and once I get that all done and everything's covered up, I'll paint it, and once that's all done I'll film it. So I'm going to get ready here, get started, and I figured I'd share this with everybody. Everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. Got it all masked off. That was a fun little challenge. I'll double check it real good before I hit it with primer. Then I'll let that sit for a little bit, then I'll hit it with some flat black. And that should take care of the window frames. A little tedious taping everything off, but I'll go ahead and double check everything here in a minute, make sure everything looks good and it's ready to be primered. And once I get all that done, I'll film it. I'll continue working on the Ranger here, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I just hit it with some primer. It's been sitting for a little while. I'm going to let it sit a little bit longer. I'm going to hit it with some flat black. Everything's looking good. I'm going to continue working on this, and when that's all done with the flat black, I'll film it, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I hit it with a couple coats of flat black. Everything's looking good. I'm going to let that sit for a while and dry before I take the tape off. If there's any overspray, I have Aztec done these paint masks to go over the windows. When I use those, of course, I'll be painting the top of the Ranger with some more flat white. That'll be down the road. Next weekend I'll be too busy, but at least I got this part done this weekend. I'll see what the results are when I take the tape off, and I'll film that when I get that done. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. Just took all the tape off. Everything looks good. There's a few little touch-ups I'll have to do to it. A little overspray, but I think it turned out really good. I'll let that sit for a week or two. I got a busy schedule next week, but at least I accomplished this weekend. The windows really look good. Primered it and hit it with a couple coats of flat black, and it really looks pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for watching, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. This is Friday night, April 8th. What I'm going to be working on tonight is putting the 2 seats in the astronaut. There's just not going to be enough room in here to have 2 astronauts. I've already tried putting the top on, and it's just not deep enough to have one standing behind the other astronaut, so I'm only going to have one in the cockpit, and that's good enough. I'm going to work on the windows a little bit more, touch those up. I want to close this up this weekend if I can, get it down to the spray booth and finish painting this up and getting it done. I'm working also on the base, but what I'm going to be doing tonight is, like I said, I'm going to be mounting the seats, the astronaut in place, get that out of the way, touch it up a little bit. I got the wires here. I may run the overhead lighting on a separate switch to turn that on and off. So on the base I might have 2 switches, one for the main power for the engines and the control panels, and then the other one for the overhead lighting. I'll work on that and see how that turns out. So I'm going to continue on working on the Ranger and hopefully get this done tonight, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on my Ranger. I have the seats glued in and the astronaut. That's all done. I did a little more touch up on the cockpit, but I'll go ahead and say that's finished. Also with the windows, I got the windows all done. Everything's looking good. It was a little tedious, but turned out really nice. And all I did was piece it in, as you can see on the back, on the inside here. I'm going to do my best to try to close this up tonight. I'm going to hook up some power to it, 9-volt battery. Turn the overhead light off. Everybody get a look at it. I think it's going to look really cool. I'm also working on the base. Got an idea for the base. I'm working on that. Once I get that started, I'll film it. See the rear engines flickering. So I'm going to continue on working on this Ranger, try to close this up tonight, and get it down to the spray booth next weekend. But like I said, I got the seats glued in, I got the astronaut in, and maybe I'll hook it all up here in a minute and see what it looks like with the overhead lighting. And if I just put this over here though, maybe you can get an idea. This of course is running off a 9-volt. I'm going to have it running off a 12, but the window tinting is just perfect. It's going to look really cool when it's all together. So I'm going to continue on working on the Ranger tonight. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I just have it temporarily on a temporary base. Got it just setting all together, nothing's glued yet. Got it hooked up to my main power supply. I'm going to turn it on in a minute. I do have it set for 12 volts, and get everybody an idea of what it's going to look like once I get this done. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on, but I might have it on 9 volts, which I do. Looks good on 9 volts. Turn it around a little bit. Here you can see the astronaut sitting in there. If it focus, see him sitting right there. That looks pretty cool. Go ahead and bump it up to 12 volts. That's at 12 volts. The only thing is the rear here. I'm going to have to work on that because you can see the fiber optics. So I'm going to have to work on something on the inside, or maybe make these windows back here a little bit darker. I can do that from the inside. Maybe you can see the astronaut a little bit better now. See him sitting right there. It looks pretty cool. Turn it on the side here. You can get a side view of it. I'm going to have the overhead lighting on a separate switch, so I'll have 2 separate switches on the base, so I can turn the overhead light on and off when I want to, and just leave the main lights on. I think that'll look pretty cool. Turn it around here. But I think it's going to really look cool once I get this all done. One challenge after the other with this, with the lighting in it. But I'm taking my time, and it's getting to look pretty cool. Either at 9 volts or 12 volts, it looks good either way. I'm going to bump it back down to 9 volts. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 6. I'd like to thank my YouTube subscribers. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And everybody have a great day.